Hi guys, it's Anna here. I'm here today because I wanted to talk to you about guardian angels. In my last video, I was telling you that I kept on getting signs and symbols, seeing all the angelic numbers, 11, 11, 44, 55, and so on and so forth. And I told you about the book 44 ways to speak to your angels, but I specifically wanted to talk to you about guardian angels. Now, we were all born with the loving light of God, so we are attached to God. We are a piece of Him, and because He is God, the creator of heaven and earth, the creator of love and light, He designated, before we were born, guardian angels to each and every one of us. Now, this guardian angel will never leave your side, will always be there for you when you need comfort, when you need love, when you need something, some form of comfort. That's what they're there for. The only problem is we don't listen because we are so entwined with, like I said before, bills, money problems, health issues, you name it. But everyone is born with a guardian angel. Those who have nothing, those who are homeless, those who are rich, everyone is born. We are divine light of God, and He designated a guardian angel to each and every one of us, and that is it. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is the case. But you'll never see it, you'll never believe it, because you're too much in your own head. You're worried about bills and debts and how you're going to pay for your car, how you're going to pay your next bill, how you're going to pay your next rent. And they're there to help us, but the problem with us is that we feel that we don't need divine help, so we don't ask. There's a few of us that have prayed and then they don't see signs, and they don't see the help. It's only later on that they will understand why they went through the crap in order to get to the other side, to finally say, you know what, I was in trouble, but I always managed to find my way out of it. So I'm sure there's plenty of you that have been in that situation where in that moment of stress and you're praying and then for weeks and for months and nothing happens, but you always somehow manage to come out of it. Why? By the grace of God. Now, there are angels everywhere. They're the unemployed angels, and they're basically waiting for you to call upon them so they can help you. Your guardian angel is someone that follows you everywhere you go. The only thing, like I said before, was that they cannot intervene unless you ask them to. My guardian angel helped me with finances. Send me some heavenly blessings my way, and you will see that things will slowly start to happen. For some of us it might be really quick, for others it might take some time, because there has to be lessons that need to be learnt. It doesn't mean they're not going to answer you, it just means it will happen at the right time. So you got the unemployed angels out there in the world that's waiting for you to ask them to help you. You've got your guardian angels who never leave your side. Somebody asked me at work, because I started talking to him about his guardian angel, and I know he already thinks I'm insane. He was like, And I basically, he said, I had such bad luck the other day. I was pulling out my washing machine and the pipe burst, and it was like one problem after the other. And I was like, well, you have to understand that in that moment of anger and irritation and that negativity, you're not actually realizing that something good could come of this, but you're not going to know until later on. And I said, you never know, that might have been like a cleanse, a water cleanse for your house. And I said, don't jump to being angry. And I know it's not easy, but I said, don't jump to being so upset, because you never know what's going to come out at the end of it. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing is coincidence. Nothing is by accident. Nothing was, wasn't a mistake. It happens because it was meant to happen at that time. And he's going through a refurbishment, so he's already had problems in his property, but he just wanted to move his washing machine, and then the pipe somehow loosened and he forgot to turn off the tap, and he was pumping this water out of his house, and it was all a big mess, he said to me. But he came in smiling. He told me he was a bit frustrated, and I said, things happen for a reason. And I told him about his guardian angel, and I said, he believes in spirituality. He doesn't know what he believes in yet, with God and all that stuff. And I just basically said to him, you have a guardian angel right beside you, and they can only intervene when you ask. And the reason why this is because of free will. We have free will, and God told our designated guardian angel that they are not allowed to intervene because of free will. And the only way that they will intervene is basically if we ask for help. Just center yourself, get rid of any anxiety, any worries, just for that moment, and speak to your guardian angel. And I'm telling you, you'll see things. You'll start to see numbers. You'll start to see it. If you're not, don't look for it, but you'll start to see it. And then you'll be like, oh, I remember that woman Anna on YouTube saying that, 1111. I'm seeing these numbers, or 555, or 44, and you'll just start to see these things. You can ask for something specific from your guardian angel, and maybe in a week or two you might see exactly what you asked for. So that's how it works. But have faith and believe, and you'll see the endless possibilities. Even though for some of you out there who don't believe in angels, wouldn't it be a nice feeling to know that you are spiritually protected by you're guided, and you have a guardian angel beside you, especially in your times of trials and tribulations, and you feel sad and you need something. There's always times in your life where you feel like, I want everything to end. I'm done. I've been through it. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm stressed. I can't take care of my family. I can't pay this bill. There's money not coming from anywhere, and all these problems. My health, and how am I going to do this? How am I? Because I'm a single mom. I'm looking after my mom. I'm looking after my daughter. How am I going to take care of them? But then there's always something. There's always something there, and you don't think about it in that moment, because you're like, oh, thank God I've got this here and I can pay for this. But you don't understand that it's like divine intervention. It's the right timing. It's just having faith and, asking for that help from that angel beside you. I started reading a book. It's called Angels in My Hair by Lorna Byron. It's an education. It's something I believe in, because I told you that I see things, I have visions, and things came true. And she speaks about the things that she's seen, and she talks about guardian angels, and it's just an amazing book. I mean, I think I've cried about 5 times reading this book. I've only ever read 2 books in my life. 50 Shades of Grey, all of them, and this one. And hands down, this is the best book I've ever read. Or I haven't finished, I'm like halfway through, but this is one of the best books, and it's real. It's about love. It's about peace, and how we are all souls living in a human body and just trying to learn lessons, trying to learn the right way. And we have the free will to decide what is right and what is wrong. And you know, some of us are angry and impatient. Like me, I used to blow my lid all the time, and I feel I'm much calmer now. And I'm aware when I get angry of how I sound, and I'm aware that when I'm angry, I make the whole house shake. Just me alone is enough to make this whole house crumble. And I realize that, you know, it's not healthy for me being angry and shouting and being depressed, because all of these things that are negative, it makes you ill. It brings on illness. It really does. And take it from me, I know. I get real bad, because on top of actually being physically ill, to then be depressed and stressed out and then make myself ill, it doesn't help in any kind of way. And I've learnt for the past 6 months to try and deal with negative people and a negative situation, and try to look at things from that other person's perspective. Maybe they're sad and you don't know what's going on in their life, and you know, you got stuff going on in your life too, but they might have it worse. And some people lack empathy and compassion, you know, and that's really sad. That's a sad thing. And you know, Lorna just basically teaches you about like what to stay away from. Just love and have faith and speak to your guardian angels, because they're there. And there are such things as demons and bad spirits, and you know, sometimes people invite them into their home without knowing, and that is Ouija boards, doing some sort of black magic. You know, all of these things are negative things. So that's just something I wanted to put out there for you. I've always taught my daughter about Ouija boards, and I told her to stay away from it, and to stay away from anything that's dark and that's not of God, that's light. So, you know, I just wanted to put that out there. So be careful what you bring into your house or who you hang around with, because there are people out there that are like energy vampires. They take your energy and they take your light from you. And you know, you could have that one friend who you love, but that friend just you have to take a breath before you meet that friend, because that friend just is so draining. You love that person, but they can take energy from you. And the thing is, there's a lot of people out there that need to talk about their problems, and they need to decompress on you, because you're probably somebody that is so, you know, you know how to listen, and you know how to empathize with them, and you know how to show compassion, and you know how to give light. And sometimes they drain you, and it is what it is, because in the world we all have that kind of a friend. And you know, but so I recommend you getting this book. I also invested in Angel Words by Doreen Virtue. She basically says that there are words that will bring good fortune to you, and how negative words could push the things that are supposed to come to you away. I haven't got to read this yet, but I read it briefly. And I'm also learning how to align my chakra. I'm doing meditation. And I find when I meditate, I see beautiful things. I feel really good. I feel calm. I feel really centered. And it's just an amazing feeling to meditate, because you need to get away from the hustle and bustle of work and everyday life and the stresses of life. And if you can get a moment to yourself, if you have to lock yourself in your bathroom away from the kids and just tell them, give me 10 minutes, and just close your eyes, and just for those few minutes just release any burdens and any stresses of the day, any worries, any negativity. Just take that small time out for yourself, because you deserve it and you need it. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about, and I thought that I could also do a quick reading for some of you. This will be a reading that is for the collective, so for you and also for me. I like to have crystals, because crystals are of good grounding energy, protection stones. And when I do readings, I like to have protective stones around me. And I also love to clear my space with a singing bowl. Singing bowl clears out negative energy. And that's just a beautiful sound within itself. And I also love to burn sage. White sage is something that I use to clear my space and clear the energy in my house. It's a little bit like when you go to church and they have like, I think it's their form of sage, and they cleanse the church and you can see the smoke. So it's a little bit like that. So I use white sage to get rid of any negative energies. I ask for only love and light in my space, abundance and protection. And I usually like this when I read my tarot. It's not lit, so let me just... I usually have my white sage lit up before I read, and it just makes me feel good as well. It just clears out any negative energy from in me, from within me. And I always clear my space if we have a party or if we have friends over, you know, I clear my space as well, before and after. Okay. So this reading is for the collective. It is for yourselves and for me. If this resonates with some of you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. I use the original Rider-Waite tarot deck. Should have said this before. Just to guide me where I'm going. Nothing is set in stone, so just remember that. But this is for a little bit of guidance. So I call on God, I call on Jesus, Archangel Michael. I call on my ancestors, my spirit guides, my guardian angels. I call on my loved ones on the other side. Please step forward into my space and give me the loving light answers I seek for my highest good. Please tell us, me and our collective, tell us what we need to know for our highest good. So I usually like to keep cards that fall out, because this is also a message, and I don't really like to read cards that are upside down unless I feel like I have to. Okay. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles, got the 8 of Wands, we've got the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. The 8 of Pentacles, the The Eight of Pentacles basically means mastering your craft, creating a body of work. So you are currently working hard. You're working hard at something that you probably love to do, and you know, you want to make something of this situation. You want the financial stability, the financial status, and you're working hard to get it. And when you work hard at your craftsmanship, it means this will pay off. It will pay off, and you'll get your desired results. And then we have the Eight of Wands, and this means for some of us, we might be traveling. The Eight of Wands represents something going to happen with speed and action, or you're going to have news that's going to arrive to you, possibly air travel for some of you. Quick changes are coming along, so you might have worked hard to get a new job, and you'll be successful, and this will happen fast. Some of you might be traveling. Some of you might have been offered a job where you would have to travel, which is great. And then you've got the Five of Cups, which means basically maybe you're grieving something, or you may feel some regret or some loss. Sorry. You know, you might be feeling abandoned or unloved, but you could be walking away from the old job, possibly. Let's say for some of you, you could be walking away from an old job because you didn't feel appreciated enough, and you're going and you've worked hard to get something brand new within what you love to do, and this is going to happen real quick. The Eight of Wands is speed, travel, something going to happen, a quick change. And then you've got the Two of Wands, and Two of Wands represents waiting, maybe possibly waiting for a result, or making a choice. Maybe you have plans to travel. Maybe you might have a choice of two jobs, because then again we've got now the Seven of Cups. So you might possibly have been given so many options, and you've got to make a decision. You've got to make a decision. Because the Seven of Cups is that you have plenty of choices to choose from, and you know, you might have some commitment issues, or you might not be you might be committed to one thing and not the other, but you're trying to decide. So for some of us, it's a new job. You might have plenty of choices, because the Seven of Cups and the Two of Wands, Seven of Cups, you know, many choices. And then you've got the Two of Wands, making choices and making plans, and maybe you're waiting for a result. And then obviously the Five of Cups is walking away from maybe a certain situation, a job, whatever, a relationship, anything. It might mean that you need to walk away from this situation, because obviously, you know, you're moving forward in your life, and you're making a choice, trying to make the right choices. Could be working hard at yourself, whether it be a job or working hard at yourself, trying to do some sort of craftsmanship. So these cards are basically representing making choices and working hard for what you want, and know that something is going to happen really quick, and you're sad that you have to walk away from a certain situation, but it is a necessary thing to do. Before I close off the reading, let me just I'll read one card here from Messages from the Angels from Doreen Virtue. I love this card, really positive. Guardian angels and spirit guides, please give me a loving light message. Ascended masters, please give us a loving light message for our highest good. Tell us what we need to know to close off the reading. Okay, So we've got one more here. Zana, you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you, and I ask you to relax and feel safe. So let me show you the card, bear with me. It goes into a little bit more detail so I can read it to you. So this is what the card says here. You are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you. I ask you to relax and feel safe. Zana, Angel Zana. No matter what has happened in the past, your present and future are now safely protected by angels. I am helping you to heal from your past upsets or trauma. I am helping you to heal your heart of worry or fear. I am here to help you release any self-absorbing thoughts or behaviors. I am here, in other words, to help you enjoy a renewed sense of safety and peace of mind. The other angels and I stand around you, your home and your family and your vehicle and your workplace. You can rest assured that no lower energy can permeate our protective field. We only allow the energy of love to enter whatever you or your loved ones reside. Wherever you or your loved ones reside. All expression of fear are transmuted back to the field of illusions from whence they came. God and angels ask that you relax and enjoy yourself, for your happiness brings a smile to heaven. So you are being watched over. The choices and decisions that you have to make, having to walk away from a certain situation, whatever it may be, you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is behind you, and I ask you to feel relaxed and safe. So that's the loving light message from our spirit guides and our loved ones, from God, from Jesus Christ. So I hope that this resonates with some of you, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.